There it is.
Awesome. So we are recording it now. But we just got some really good quality time with Brian, quality time with each other, quality time with Nick Sarnicola. Raise your hand if you know who Nick Sarnicola is. Some of you not. Okay, he is I guess essentially one of our new business partners. He's a part of the VI organization that is merging with us. That, you know, I don't really know what we call it. They don't even really know what we call it, I guess, right? But he's super awesome and had some really great, insightful things. And we're like beyond fired up. And we are going to keep this really super short because there's no humanly possible way we could talk to you about everything that we've learned in the last 24 hours. But we're going to just kind of talk to you guys about some super exciting things that we hope will help, like, just super fire you up for what's about to happen. So Jess is going to talk first. We're going to kind of ping pong back and forth here for a little bit. Our goal is 20 minutes or less.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was our goal.
That is going to be super challenging.
Okay, yes, but we can do it. Okay, so first of all, hey guys, thank you guys so much for hopping on super last minute, like Mandy said. So last night we actually were so blessed to be able to sit in a meeting with Brian and Nick, and they shared wisdom for about, 3 hours?
I know, and it felt like 3 minutes.
It did. I could have sat in there all night. It was so good. And you guys, I've been to a million bazillion Prove It events. Probably tons of y'all who are on this Zoom right now have also experienced a Prove It event or maybe some special time with Brian. But I honestly feel like last night was one of the best that I've ever been a part of. It was so good. So one of the things that we talked about last night was a 100-day sprint. So raise your hand if you've heard of a 100-day sprint before. You may have heard Brian talk about it. He talks about it a few times. So 100-day sprints are great, but what does that actually mean? And so there's two parts to what I want to talk to y'all about. Number one is, what exactly is a 100-day sprint? It's making a commitment to yourself and to your business for 100 days. And that's a true commitment. So whatever you're willing to work towards, the work that you're willing to put in for 100 days, without question, you will not give up. You are going to make a run for 100 days. And so, honestly, there's been a lot of times where I've set out to do a 100-day run. And by day 10, I forgot I was even doing the run. Honestly, I'm just going to be real with you guys. So what we learned was some specific science behind goal setting, strategies, and how to get into action that will actually help you complete your full 100-day run. And I'm so excited about it. I feel like that I came away from last night with so much knowledge that I can use for my own business. But what I'm most excited about is sharing this with all of you guys. So there's no way that we can give y'all all the specifics tonight on this Zoom, but we just want you to know, like, we're super excited about what we learned. We are 100% committed to ourselves and our business and putting this into place. But we also want to take y'all with us. Like, we want you guys to go on this 100-day with us. So just because you weren't here yet last night or this weekend or whatever the heck day it is, I have no idea.
I think it's Thursday.
Just because you weren't here and you didn't get to hear it from Brian and Nick, we are going to bring this information right back to all of y'all. So in my opinion, if you're on this Zoom, if you hopped on this last minute Zoom, you're most likely going to be one that's going to do a 100-day run with us, because you're here and you're listening. So I'm just going to go ahead and count all 49 of you guys in.
Yeah.
If you're not in, that's okay too. But I'm already claiming that all 49 of you guys are in for the 100-day run for what we're going to be doing. And also the second part of what I wanted to say, I'm going to spit this out really quick. And this really hit home with me. How many of you guys have heard it's not a race, it's a marathon? We've all heard that, right? It's not a race, it's a marathon. So how many times have you let yourself off the hook? You've used that as an excuse when you didn't hit your goal. When oh man, I was going to get 10 customers this month, only got 2, but that's okay because it's not a race, it's a marathon. Like, how many times have you said, you know what, I didn't hit rank 6. I said I was going to do it, but I didn't. But it's okay because it's not a race, it's a marathon. I've used that I've used that too.
And I've used that as a coach. I've said to somebody else, like, it's not about how fast you go. It's a marathon. It's not a race. Like,
Yeah.
I've used that because that's like this myth essentially that we've been kind of taught, right?
Yeah. And so what we got told last night was like a huge smack in my face. Guys, a marathon is a bunch of 100-day sprints, right? It's just broken down into a long-term marathon. So when you say I didn't hit my goal, that's okay, it's a marathon. Think to yourself, if you don't hit your goal, that's okay too, but think to yourself, was I sprinting? Did I give it everything that I had? Did I put myself out there? Did I do the things that I originally said I was going to do? If you did, that's okay. You didn't hit your goal, that's okay. We'll figure out what we need to do to get it next time.
Mm-hmm.
But 9 times out of 10, speaking for myself, that I can tell you that I use that as an excuse and a crutch. So I think that's probably across the board for most people, just in the world that we live in today. We love to make excuses for ourselves. So moving forward, I'm committed to my 100-day run. I'm committed to 1,000 days of 100-day runs and completing my marathon. So yeah, Mandy, what do you want to talk about next?
Listen, we were, just so you know, we were scarfing down food and being like, what do you want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? So this might not be the most organized thing we've ever done. But raise your hand if you're like, that's awesome and exciting, but I don't even freaking know what a 100-day run is supposed to look like. Like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? What should I be doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the really cool thing. That might look a little bit different for everybody, but we're going to figure it out together. So I want to say that one more time. That might look, well, not might, it will look different for everybody, but we'll figure it out together. And the first thing, I'm just going to reference back to what Jessica said, was talking about goal setting. Like, what would you wouldn't even know what to do during your 100 days if you didn't know what your goal is. So I want you all to be on the lookout, because like Jess said, there's no way for us to go over that science with you. There's no way for us to go over what that looks like or how you break it apart right now tonight, unless y'all want to be here with us for the next 3 hours, because it took us 3 hours to get all this information. But I want you to be prepared. If you've got team members who are not on this Zoom, if you've got people who you know are going to want to do this with you and really go and run and build something big over the next 1,000 days, okay, the first thing we're going to all have to be able to do and do together and do for each other and with each other is to set goals. So probably, we're going to talk about it, but my guess is that's going to be the very first Zoom that we do,
or at least one of them,
when we get home, right? Is to talk about what it actually looks like to set a goal, how to set it, and all the science between giving you a higher percentage to actually achieve it, right? Setting a goal is great. I've set 100 goals 100 times and not done it. I think this is probably the 3rd year in a row where I've said, this is the year I actually hit my goal weight. This is the year. I mean, having the goal is great, but if I'm not actually doing the things I need to do to make the goal happen, doesn't really matter. So we're going to do a whole training on that. So that's going to be one of the Zooms. So we're not going to tell you now, but I just want you to be an eye-opener.
So freaking good. I'm telling you. So good.
It was so good. I'm super fired up. So keep your eyes open for that. That's going to be one of the biggest topics. And we'll talk about that. We'll go over this marathon sprint with people as we go through all the Zooms as well. But one of the big topics is going to be goal setting. Oh, I forgot. I'm doing this one. I'm talking about this. Okay. She said, Mandy, you talk about that. Love you. Raise your hand. This is going to be so easy. I don't know why she didn't want to cover this part. God. Raise your hand if you've ever thought to yourself, I wish I could get more out of the time I'm spending. Like I wish I could get more for my money, right? That kind of saying, I wish I could get more for my money. I wish I could get more for my time. We're going to we're going to do a Zoom entirely about that. Like what it really looks like to make the most out of the time that you're spending on your business. Okay. Does that sound like something that might be helpful for you as you go on a run towards your goals? Yes. Okay. So that's going to come out too. That'll be a separate topic.
And then this next one, I don't know. I keep saying I'm so excited about everything, but I think I'm probably most excited about this. So this is something that we actually already have in place. We've already been doing, but we really just got the, what's the word I'm looking for?
Epiphany.
Yeah. Like the validation.
Yes.
We got the validation that this is what we're supposed to be doing, just at a much higher level, at a more intentional level. And what I'm talking about is having a system in place. Okay. So how many of you guys, when you first came in as a promoter, or maybe you're a brand new promoter on this Zoom, and you think, gosh, what are all the things that I need to be doing? How do I get new customers, or what do I do? How do I talk to people? Like, how many of you guys have ever felt that way? Like, I'm sure probably a ton of y'all. So what we have done is really just simplified what that looks like. And so we're not going to go into great detail on it. Make sure you're in the Keto 10-day challenge page, because that's where this is going to be happening at. But basically, when we do the Zoom for this topic, we're going to teach you guys how to recruit, what you need to be doing, and what you need to be teaching your new promoters that are coming in to do. It's simplified, it's a system, and it's something that is so duplicatable that someone that works a full-time job, has 4 kids, and 2 dogs that are pregnant with 97 puppies. Like, literally anybody in the whole entire world, no matter what they have going on, can feel like, you know what, I can do that. I do have time. I can be a Prove It promoter. Like, I can do this. And if we all come together and we make this what we do as a team, I feel like this is going to be a freaking game changer. So that Zoom will be probably one of the first ones we do.
I think this is all going to happen pretty quickly, actually. I think they're all going to probably happen very back to back to back. We're not going to extend this over a long period of time, because we want our 100 days to all start together very, very soon. So a couple of things I want to make sure you heard from Jess is that we got some serious validation, serious validation, y'all, from Nick, from Brian, that we are already doing what we are supposed to be doing. And here's the realization. Here's this moment of transparency. You all know how I am. I'm nothing if I'm not transparent and real with you. The realization for me wasn't just that we're already doing the right thing. It's that if I can just take responsibility for this, because it's nobody else's than mine, right? We're a team. Jess and I work together. We work with Ashley. We work with you. We work with Charlene. We work with Karen. Like, we have people. We're all a team and we work together. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take responsibility for the fact that, like, my aha moment was, I know that it works, but I'm not making it mandatory.
Yes.
Right? I'm like, well, we have this system, but you go ahead and do what you want. This is an option for you. We have this system in place, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to use it. But, like, I know 100% that 10-day challenge page that we have, which is going to be a part of this, which is a part of the system, is killing it for me.
Yeah.
Jessica had the biggest.
I had the biggest month that I have had since the beginning of my business. This last month, December, which is considered one of the slowest months in network marketing, I had my biggest personal month with new volume, and I hands down am telling y'all that it's because I used this system. And we're about to teach all of you guys how to use it, and teach you how to teach your people how to use it. And everybody's about to have the biggest month in their history. And I really believe that.
And what's really cool is that a lot of the faces that I see on here are already using it. They just aren't using it because they know they're using it. You know what I'm saying? So so I don't know if that makes sense, or if it doesn't. And if it doesn't matter. We'll explain it later. But it's just that, like, I'm taking responsibility for the fact that I haven't in the past, I have not said, this is what we do. This is what works. This is how we do it. Do I tell y'all what I do? Yep. Do we train how we do things? 100%. But I have spent a lot of time saying, but you do what you want.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you do have the right to do what you want. However, we're so excited and so passionate about it. And it was so powerful, like Jess said, to be validated and to have somebody like Nick, who is a what did he say?
Millionaire.
A deca millionaire. That means 10. So by the time,
I didn't know what it meant. I was like, I want to be that.
So by the time he was 30, he had made $10 million in our industry. For him to look at us and say, you're already doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, You just need to have the certainty and belief that everyone else inside of your team needs to be doing it as well. So that is the intensity with which we are going to lead, and that is the system that we're going to teach everybody else. Doesn't mean we don't have some things we're going to add to it, which we've been brainstorming with Carrie and Ashley at dinner about. But I just want you to be prepared. So you're going to get a training on the difference between marathon and a sprint and how to truly set your goals. We're going to talk about how to get the most out of the time that you spend on your business. And then we're going to do a training probably very soon
on the system,
so y'all can get really good at it. And here's what we want from you. At the end of the day, whether you raise your hand or not, I'm still freaking going after it. At the end of the day, whether I raise my hand or not, I know she's going after it. She's going to complete her 100-day run, and then we're going to follow it up with another and another and another. I'm going to commit to whatever it is we set when we all sit down together as a team and set our goals, and I'm going to go on mine. So whether you want to do it or not is okay, but I would like to know who wants to go on a run with us? Who wants to make the next 100 days? Like, I'm actually getting sweaty.
Me too.
Who wants to make the next 100 days the most powerful in your business ever? I 100% believe that based off of what we learned this past couple of days and what we can bring back to everybody else, that will translate into one of the biggest runs you've ever had financially, one of the biggest runs you've ever had as far as bringing people into this business and sharing this conversation. But on top of that, and more important than that, I believe it will translate into the biggest run you've ever had as far as gaining this actual skills that you need to build a big business.
Yes.
Right? So building that muscle, I think that hands down, that's probably going to be the biggest thing that happens to you in the next 100 days. So if you're in, obviously, I want you to say it here and let us know. Okay. Kristen is crying. Kristen, I love you. That's great. But I want you to make a commitment to not just this Zoom and not just the people who are watching you, but I want you to tell somebody.
Yes.
I want you to, whoever your business partner is, whoever your closest teammate is, whoever your champ is that you're working with, whether that's Jess or me or your husband or your best friend, or heck, if it's the girl you just enrolled at dinner, because I'm pretty sure Carrie is downstairs enrolling a new promoter right now from our waiter and our waitress. She might even be enrolling too. I don't care if you tell them, but tell somebody that you're committed, and then no matter what, you find a way to watch all the Zooms that we do, and you do the 100 days. You don't skip, you don't cheat, you don't go to the movies instead of doing what you're supposed to do. You commit to it. The way you would ask your kids to commit to something, the way you would ask your spouse to commit to something, like, you just commit to it. And if you're willing to do that, we are willing to take you with us. And if you're not, we will love you anyway. But we're going somewhere, and we're going somewhere freaking big. And it's going to start with the next 100 days. So are y'all good? Yes? Okay, it's too quiet.
We did so good. It's 7:23. We did fast.
We are so excited. We are so excited. I'm excited. Wow!
Yeah, it got too quiet for 1 second. So everybody's allowed to unmute if they want to and just scream and yell or do whatever.
So bad. Yay!
All right, that's it. That's all we wanted to say. We love you guys so much, and be prepared for a very hefty Zoom schedule over the next few days, but we're here.
It's going to be amazing.
We're here, and we're going to do some big things.
Yes. Love you guys so much. Bye, y'all. Bye, Caleb.